So this is pretty exciting because this is the first in a series called Hello You for all the Positive Passionate Women in Business members that are part of the huddle. So first up, yay to brave Justine Dorrell from Justine Dorrell Consulting. And Justine is going to answer 15 questions. We've got 15 minutes, but Justine and I both are self-confessed chatterers, so it might take a little bit longer. And we've got the questions in here just in case Justine is finding it difficult to understand me. So Justine, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being the first brave soul. Let's get stuck in. So the first question is, tell me something about yourself that others may be surprised to know about you.
I was actually watching with the astronauts going into space, and I said to my partner, he's like really keen to go to space, but I'm scared of heights. So the thought of going in a spacecraft up into the universe is a terrifying thing for me. So I'm very scared of heights. So I would have no desire to go to the space station.
I'm with you on that.
It's too scary.
There's a lot more than just scared of heights for me with that one. There's a whole issue about toilets, food. There's a few issues for me about that. Thank you. Number two, if there was something in your past that you were able to go back and do differently, what would that be?
Do differently? I don't know, actually. I'm really pleased with everything that I've done. When I was much younger, I rode horses a lot, and I've kind of stopped doing that, moving up here and not having a horse. And that would probably be something I would like to continue to have done more regularly, would be to ride horses. It's something I'm really passionate about and really enjoy. So that would probably be the big thing.
Justine, this isn't part of the 15 questions. This is just an extra one. But where did you come from and how long have you been here?
So I lived in Sydney for 17 years, and then I took a 2-year diversion. We renovated a couple of houses just near Canberra in a small town called Gunning, but I've been up here for over 9 years now. So Canberra, or Sydney via Canberra.
Lovely, thanks. So what do you love most about what you do?
I love everything about recruitment. I love the trust that the client places in me to fill a role for them. And I love being able to meet candidates and understand their story and be a part of the transition for them to move from one role into another, because it's a really important, sometimes a massive step and decision for someone to move roles, or to help someone who's coming back from having time off with their family or being unemployed for a variety of different reasons. So it's being able to understand the values and the culture of an organisation and find the person that fits that brief, and then hearing how well they're going or seeing them moving into a more senior role is just so rewarding. So I love everything about it.
So do you have a follow-up process with the people that you place?
Yeah. So we check in. I've had 2 candidates actually start today. So I've checked in with them to see how they're going, and I check in with them every couple of months right through that first year just to see how they're going. And with our permanent fees, we actually offer a guarantee. So if they don't work out if it's the role's under 100,000, it's a 3-month guarantee, and if it's over, it's a 12-month guarantee. So not because of that, but in addition to that, we want to make sure that that person's enjoying their role and that it's working out for them. So yeah, we stay in touch. Used to go and visit them and have coffee and lunch, but now it's all remote until we can do that again. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. So what is it that you love the least about what you do? What's the trickiest part of what you do?
The trickiest is sometimes managing expectations, and there are what I call unicorn candidates out there, but sometimes the job brief is so broad that there aren't that many candidates that are out there that might fit that brief. So it's just really understanding what the client's looking for. I guess the worst or most challenging aspect is if a candidate accepts a position and then for whatever reason decides it's not the right role for them. It might be the day that they start or really close to that, and that's devastating for the client as well. So it doesn't happen very often, but that's a really challenging part of the role. Or if it doesn't work out, it's unusual that happens, but sometimes the role might just not be what they thought it was, or there may be other situations that occur. So it's unusual that that happens, but every now and then it does. And that's just, you know, working through that, trying to understand everybody's perspective and then finding a solution. Yeah.
Wow. So what has, you know, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Renovating houses full time with my partner.
Good.
Yeah.
What's been your biggest success in your working life? And so, for example, what are you most proud of?
This is the second recruitment business that I've established from scratch. So that's a really, starting any business, I think from the start was from scratch is a very challenging process. And so yeah, and I'm really proud of the fact that I've been able to achieve that, and now embarking on that for myself. So that definitely, you know, seeing that there's a profit in the first 12 months of any business is also really rewarding, and then managing through this time that we're in now as well, which is equally challenging. I only had my 1 year anniversary for my business in March, so so just managed to send out the happy anniversary newsletter before all of the COVID happened. So yeah, but it's lovely being able to have your business for yourself and see all of that blossom. So yeah, it's awesome.
Isn't it just? Absolutely. I love being my own boss.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Oh, good on you. So who are your dream clients, and what type of jobs do you like doing the most?
I don't have a particular dream client. A client that appreciates the recruitment process, I guess, and trusts you to work on their behalf, has the budget to be able to afford the recruitment services as well, but really want you to be a partner with them and see you as that kind of additional part of their business, so you can have a long relationship with them, is the kind of the ideal client. And they could be a small client that's got a couple of staff up to, you know, some of my clients have got 1,000 staff. So they're in this area, it's quite broad, but it's just someone who wants to partner with me and trust me to work with them and find new people for their team. Because it is a big responsibility when a client says to you, we want you to find this new person for our organization, and you go away and do your part of the process and then present us with candidates, and that they trust that I've been able to fit the brief. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
That just took me back to when we first connected, which was many, many, many years ago now, with my previous business. And I remember getting in touch and not even knowing what to write in my email, because the truth was I didn't know what I needed. I had a lot of part-time staff, but I knew I needed someone full-time, but I really had no idea. And I'm imagining then I was not your dream client, because I'm sure it makes it so much easier for you when your client knows what it is that they're looking for, and that they're very, very clear on what they need. And I certainly back then was not clear at all. It was really tricky.
But it's yeah, I'm actually working with a couple of clients at the moment to identify and scope the role, and what does that look like, and how does that fit into the team, and what are the key responsibilities and the priorities for that position. So because I've seen so many different roles, I can kind of say to you, yes, this person's out there, or you might find a really strong executive assistant, but they might have the bookkeeping. So which part of that is the most important to you? Or it could be, you know, sales and administration, and just trying to find that right hybrid. So in a way, it's really nice to be able to sit down with you and go, exactly what are you looking for? How can we work together? And then have a position description and be able to write the ad. So I can sort of try and drag out of your mind all the information so that we can put that, you know, in paper. Yeah.
Awesome. It's very good that you know what you're doing. That you're very good at it. That's great. So hang on. This is a good one, but it already sounds to me like these may not be a challenge for you, because you said you just recruited 2 people just now, which is awesome. But my question number 8 was, what challenges do you see impacting your industry? And that could really be for any time, but I think particularly for now, this is a really big time. But how incredible, you just said before, you know, 2 people have just been recruited. So
yeah, that was yeah, amazing. It's in GFC, in a situation like this, permanent recruitment tends to come to quite a halt, just because businesses don't necessarily have the funds in order to pay the permanent recruitment services, or for recruitment services. So it can be, what I'm doing at the moment is just having a look at, well, what does the role look like? Let's write the position description. Let's develop a CCAD. But also temp recruitment is what I think will be needed as we come through this transition, because that gives a lot more flexibility to a business to bring somebody in on a casual hourly rate. And you might need somebody to assist you for, say, 4 hours a day, once a week, and then that can build up. So what I've actually done is I'm setting up so I can provide temps from the 1st of July for administration and that side of things. Yeah, because up until now I've only been doing permanent recruitment or training and support, recruitment training and support. So yeah, so I see that as a really great niche to be able to support businesses in that way, because it gives you so much more flexibility and help you to, as businesses start to ramp up or build back, then they can bring staff on, and it's not such a huge cost or impact to their business as it would be if it was a permanent or even permanent part-timer.
Wonderful, that's great. So what did you want to be when you grew up? And that's a funny thing, isn't it? Because I don't know if, well, maybe you do, but I often don't feel like I'm really grown up. But, you know, when you were asked when you were a little kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? What was that for you?
I wanted to be in the mounted police.
No way! Like,
yeah,
a Canadian Mountie.
Yeah, I did. I was really, it was something I was really, really interested in. And because I rode horses, I've been ridden since I was 7. So I felt that that was a career I was really interested in. And then there were a few things that happened where there was quite a bit of violence towards mounted police. And I then got a bit older, and I was in grade 10 at school, and we did our like work experience. I ended up working in the HR department of a hotel on the Gold Coast. So when I was littler, I wanted to be in the mounted police, but my first work experience, it was in HR, which is interesting. But yeah, I really loved the police and the horses, and I thought what a great combination that would be for a role like that. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I've never ever had anyone say that to me. And weird though that the first thing I thought was the Canadian Mounties.
Yeah.
Because actually I forgot that they do have them here in Australia.
Yeah, they're in Sydney.
We don't see many going up the main street of Bangalore where I live. There's not too many.
Or in Ocean Shores, but every now and then at Christmas you'll see them. They've got the horses in the police station, that area in Byron, so they have them over that period. But they've got a really beautiful stables and things in Sydney where they are, so it's impressive.
Oh, how lovely. Very good. So if you're an animal, which animal would you like to be?
I think my dog has a really good life. My chief happiness officer. So I think
you say your chief happiness officer.
Yeah, that's her official title. So my dog's name's Luna, but she's my chief happiness officer. Yeah, so she has a great life. But I also, the black cockatoo behind me are another bird that I really love, and I think they're beautiful. So maybe a bird or a labradoodle.
Is that what your dog is, a labradoodle?
Yeah.
Oh, how gorgeous. So if you were a movie character, who would you be and why?
Wonder Woman, I think.
Yes! You look like Wonder Woman too. You could definitely fit that one. That's great. Okay,
Yeah.
if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
In Venice, on the Grand Canal.
Oh, have you been?
I have, yes, a couple of years ago. And it was just amazing. And I loved every minute of it. And yeah, I loved Venice. It was awesome.
Magic, how gorgeous. So we're up to number 13. What does being a positive and passionate woman in business mean to you?
It means it means everything, to show leadership and to be supportive of other women. And I think if you're in a position, I feel a responsibility to be able to help and support people. And I have a bit of a voice being in the community and in my role that I'm in. I feel like I have a duty to be able to support other people and those that may be less fortunate or not always have a voice for themselves. So, you know, it can be sometimes a male-dominated world, and I think for us as women, we have to support each other and empower each other and love each other, and do everything that we can to lift people up if they're having a difficult or a challenging time. So I try and do fundraising and support organisations as much as I can. So I love to connect people. I feel like a bit like sometimes on a blind date, you know, like I don't know what it's called, the person who coordinates that, but in recruitment sometimes it's about matching people. It's a matchmaker, isn't it? It's matching people together and building those connections so that we can all be positive and passionate as much as we can.
How beautiful. Have you ever seen that TV series? I've actually only ever seen it on YouTube, but it's a British series called The Undateables. It's a dreadful name. It definitely shouldn't be called The Undateables because it's the most adorable series.
I don't think so, no.
Well, you've got to watch it because it's about dating agencies, but connecting people with disabilities, and whether that's mental or physical or whatever, all these gamut of things. And it's just beautiful because sometimes there have to be a chaperone on the date too. It's just it's so lovely. It's called The Undateables, so have a little look on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
It's cute as can be. I really like it. Okay, so number 14 question is, what are you most proud of in your life?
In my life,
rather than in your business.
I've been with my partner for 22 years, so I'm proud of that. I think I've helped a lot of people in a variety of different ways. You know, whether that's through recruitment or training or raising money for fundraising, or a variety of different things. So I'm just really proud to have helped other people, I think, and to have a happy life and leave a good footprint on the planet. So, you know, I'm passionate about the environment and nature, and yeah, that's what I'm proud of.
That's amazing. Awesome. And number 15 is, what's one tip that you can share of how you stay positive when things are really challenging?
I think it's to not lose focus of the task or what you're wanting to achieve. I think it can become really overwhelming, particularly the environment that we're in now, and you can feel quite isolated. So I try to remain connected and connect other people who I think might not be, and to just break things up into small bites, because otherwise you can tend to have a look at the really big pie, and that can be a lot. And I'm a big list writer, and just to write the list and just achieve a couple of smaller things, but also be kind to yourself, because I think we can put so much pressure to live this life that looks great online but is not really a huge reality for us, and to be kind to yourself and to just set a small goal that's achievable, and to laugh and to have fun and stay connected with friends. Yeah, that's really important.
Oh, that's so lovely, Justine. Thank you. It has been great having 15 questions, which turn into 18, and 15 minutes, which turn into 28. But, you know, we're on a roll, and that is wonderful. So thank you so much for taking the time. So for those of you watching, it's going to be in the comments how to connect with Justine through her Facebook, through website, anywhere else that you would like to share about how people get in touch with you.
I've just got my new Instagram account, so I'm on there as well. And now YouTube, so I've got a YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing lots of recruitment tips for clients and candidates on there as well.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Thank you. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next Positive Passionate Women in Business meetup online, and also hopefully at some point at a one in person as well. But in the meantime, keep doing what you're doing, and it's awesome, and it was so lovely to chat with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
This has been great. Have a good night.
See you. Bye.
Bye.